I was 7 years old when I had my first encounter with theology. My mother made a batch of fudge, placed it in the refrigerator, and decreed, "Don't touch this until after supper." I was not pleased. I contrived every scheme I could imagine to sneak some, but there was always someone lurking around the kitchen. But at about 4 o'clock, I got what seemed like an unbelievable opportunity. My mother and sister left me alone while they went to the store. But my mother must have been reading my mind, because she gave me this warning as they went out the door. "Don't think that you are alone. God is watching you." Now, the word theology very simply means God study. And as they drove down the street, I was studying very, very hard. And it did not take long to conclude that I was a 7-year-old atheist. That fudge was so good. Unfortunately for me, my mother had counted the pieces, and the recount on her return showed a deficit of 3. When asked how I could have brazenly taken the fudge right in front of God, I said, "I don't believe in God." My ever-practical Unitarian mother responded, while administering my first spanking, "It would be in your best interests from here on in to act as if God were there." The personal God that could legislate justice and control the universe did die for me that day. But the idea of God became very active. And the idea of God is a passion among many Unitarian Universalists. In fact, in almost any Unitarian Universalist congregation, just bringing up God gets tensions and emotions flowing. No matter what we may believe about God, something gets stirred up when people talk about God. Whether God is there or not, the tension is, theology does not exist out there to be accepted or rejected, but it is an ever-increasing sense we have of things. People, you see, do theology. They are not done by it. If you say God doesn't exist, or I'm a Christian, or God damn it, and given the level of cursing among Unitarian Universalists, I venture to guess most of us do some theology every day. So, my fellow theologians, the question is not about doing theology. It's about the quality of the theology we do. And I'm not speaking about the intellectual merit, but rather the emotional, ethical, and practical merit. What we think and say about God, we must ask, does it make our lives better? Does it make us more loving and forgiving? Does it inspire us to act for peace and justice in our lives and in the world? And if not, it's probably time to be better theologians. For me, I like to imagine this through Moses' eyes. Moses got into the beginning of his patriarchal career when he and his people were slaves in Egypt. Things were terrible, and the practical solution was to get out of Egypt. But how? How could the Pharaoh be convinced? How could the people be motivated? And these questions must have been in Moses' mind when he had an unexpected and unusual experience with theology. Picture it. Moses is tending his father-in-law's flock when all of a sudden he sees a burning bush, and the Lord calls his name. Got his attention. This doesn't usually happen. And he listens to an account of what he already knows. People are afflicted, they need saving, and furthermore, Moses is the one to do it. But who or what is saying this to Moses? And how will it happen? And the critical phrase in the Hebrew Bible translates in two important ways. One is, I am who I am. But that also translates, I am the breath of life in the world. What it means to be I am what I am. What it means to be God is to be the breath of life in the world. And that's a very practical theology. It was enough to get Moses moving. And unless we are willing to do theology ourselves, we are bound to be drained by all the bad theology we encounter. And on the American scene right now, we are forced to encounter bad theology all the time. It hurts not only the people who believe it, but also the rest of us who see its effects in schools, media, legislature, and government. Let's just consider Jerry Falwell Jr., good friend of lawyer Cohen, recently on the television because of some unfortunate photographs. Falwell's God is a sword-wielding soldier in battle with the evil forces of a powerful devil, as defined by Jerry Falwell Jr. We feel powerless and fearful in the face of those tirades. It's like we don't know what to do. But we don't have to be weakened that way if we are willing to do theology. Start by asking yourself, is Falwell doing good theology? Does it affirm life? No. Does it value love? No. Does it empower peacemaking? No. Does it strike at the breath of life in those who believe it? Yes, it strikes at the breath of life. It kills the very essence of what it means to be filled with the Spirit of God. Doing theology raises us above frustrated complaint to compassionate criticism. We can become focused and we can name our anger and the danger. Mr. Falwell, your theology is bad because it saps the necessary courage to be fully alive. The most powerful and liberating thing about our Unitarian Universalist religion is the freedom to do our theology in a place where others can help us to see if it is good. And this cannot be done in the abstract. I mention it because I believe the most important theological work we do is personal, not systematic. I struggle with these theological things on a personal level, and I want to end this morning by sharing one of my most profound personal struggles with you. And on an intellectual scale, it is humble, but it's the truest God study I've done. I love my mother very much. For all her strengths, she had weakness of the soul. There were days when she could not find her courage to be. I dreaded those days. I would come home from school and miss her in the kitchen, finding her softly sobbing in her bedroom. The first time she tried to take her life, I found her deeply asleep in bed. I couldn't wake her. They called the police, and I was dropped off to stay with her best friend. When my mother came back, she seemed better. I got hopeful. But one afternoon in June of 1959, I came home from school and could not find her. I started to search everywhere and finally found her slumped dead over the steering wheel of her car. For many years afterwards, and even now sometimes, I get confused about her death. But mostly at these times, just when I need it most, I see my mother in a radiant vision of love. Through my mind comes this: I came to share the breath of life with those who struggle and suffer. It is almost as if God were here. Amen.